Excited she's here. So let's put our hands together for Ariel Dundon.
So I'm going to be doing a presentation of potential presentations. A practical demonstration of ADHD analysis paralysis. Analysis paralysis, or why I cry when anyone uses the word potential. I've used it like 17 different times. So among other things about ADHD, we have sometimes difficulty with things called executive function. Sometimes that means we have too many ideas in our head and we can't decide between them. And then we decide, this is a comedy show, we're just gonna do 5 presentations in one. Woo, okay. First of all, in defense of the baby girlification of fictional Republicans. For the people who don't know, this is about the television show Succession. And the subtitle is, Why It's Perfectly Fine That I Want to Fuck Kendall Roy. Okay. Let's define some terms first. Okay, we're going to use some quintessential internet terms. So first of all, there's daddy, Pedro Pascal. And then for baby girl, this is Zhang Hao. I do not know who this is, but if you search baby girl on Twitter, that is the only person that comes up. He is a Chinese singer who was involved in a Korean reality show. And I think you could tell, he seems like a typical baby girl. You're understanding the concept. So what do I do? Virginia. This is definitely my fault. Okay. Yeah. So how are these men, baby girl? Is what it comes down to. Because they're all 40-something Republicans. Why? Okay. So first of all, we have Tom. Tom is baby girl, even though he runs essentially Fox News because his wife doesn't love him. So that makes him baby girl. Roman Roy is baby girl because he's bad at sex. Specifically the line, I'll lay you badly, but I'll lay you gladly. If anybody in the audience wants to seduce me, that would probably work. And then lastly, we have Kendall Roy, just sad on all different, bad father, addict, that's hot, right? But ultimately, this is my thesis. Succession proves that good fiction can take the most despicable people in the world and make you want to fuck them. This important quote is from my Twitter. Follow me. This is Jeremy Strong. Because some people might say, maybe you just want to fuck Jeremy Strong. And some evidences of that is when I watched Chicago 6, I also wanted to fuck this character before I realized it was him. So then maybe I'm just attracted. But this is actual Jeremy Strong. I'm not interested in him. So I'd be your friend if you pretended to be Kendall. I would probably date you. Okay, if you're watching. And then we get to the next presentation, which I was just going to call Hot Guys. Okay. And we're going to run through these really quick, but baby girl, I think, maybe daddy. Definitely daddy, both. I don't know if anybody remembers Dr. Quinn Medicine Woman. But he's daddy. Daddy. I've seen him in real life, and he's very handsome. So anyway, then we have the men of I thought I took this out of the presentation. So I had this whole thesis about how the men on Crazy Ex-Girlfriend were like the quintessential female gays, and then I thought about it longer, and I just think I have similar taste to the casting director. These are all attractive men, but I don't have any reason why to believe it. Then we have the De Niro Pacino patrol and the myth of the objective beauty standard. So for people who don't know, there was a poll on Twitter this weekend where 277,000 people voted. De Niro, I'm at a wedding having a big debate right now. Please vote who is hotter, young Al Pacino or young Robert De Niro. You can tell I voted for Pacino, but we unfortunately lost. It's 50%, 50%, but young Robert De Niro won. It was 49 points. See, and we're gonna go, okay, daddy, baby girl, right? But see, what I think is interesting here is people are so fucking passionate about this, but it splits the world up. There's no such thing as an objective beauty standard, so we're all hot. That's all it comes down to. Then we have a special kind of hot, which is magic eye hot. That's where everybody is telling you that someone is hot, and you're like, no. And then one day, you're like relaxing your eyes or something, and then blam, a train. And suddenly, Timothée Chalamet's hot. I have no idea how apt this is as a metaphor because I have never once seen a magic eye poster. Which leads me to my next point, the magic eye conspiracy. I think you're all lying to me. This is not a train. And then we have why men should watch Greta Gerwig's Little Women. Yeah, if you do, women will have sex with you, is basically what it comes down to. But she does tell it out of order, which is powerful if you're familiar with the story, but does take away some of the hardest beats if you're not familiar. So you should also watch the Winona Ryder one first. One person is dying on that hill with me. Finally, we have Hegelian dialectic epiphany and the Barbie movie. I don't know if anybody knows, but in like less than a month, or actually slightly more than, I don't know what today is. The Greta Gerwig's Barbie movie is coming out. And to me, to me, it's a perfect expression of Hegelian dialectics. Or for people who are familiar with the Hegelian, I have a master's degree in philosophy and I never studied Hegel. But basically, it's a party trick where you take thesis, the opposite of the thesis, and you put it together and you have synthesis, right? So what we have as the thesis is a Barbie doll, a doll with a huge rack, right? That's thesis. The antithesis is feminist coming out movies. And the synthesis is the Barbie doll movie by Greta Gerwig. And this is a final tweet from me. You know how Tarantino says he didn't worry about his death before Pulp Fiction came out because he knew he was destined to make that movie? That's how I feel about watching the Barbie movie. No grassy knolls in here. Right. Also, this is a very horny presentation, and I just want to say, that's not an ADHD thing, that's a woman in her mid-30s thing. Okay. And then so that was like a little trip inside my mind. Do we think this is a superpower? Yeah, see, you guys are liars. You're like, that was a mess. And I agree. Okay. Have a great night.